All right, welcome to rcdrone.com. Today we're going to be putting the motors onto the QAV250. These are the Lumenier 2300 kV motors. It came with the kit I got. This is the G10 frame. It's not the carbon fiber, so that's there may be some differences in mounting these. I want to point out right now that the motors, there's 4 mounts for them. 4 screw mounts, I should say. And there's a wider 2, and then there's a narrower 2 right there. So there's only 2 options as far as when you put them in, because of the way the slits are on the end of the arms. So you can either put it like that, with the wires going out, which wouldn't make any sense, or you can put it like that, which would make more sense since we're going to be leading our wires into our speed controllers towards the center of the frame. Now, I had to order these screws separately. I got from FPV or getfpv.com. These are the Lumenier M2x8 long motor mounting screws, and they seem to work good. They're actually for if you want to put arms, these are not arms, but on the end of the arms, guards for the props, which I may do eventually. It's a little longer screw. So I was worried when I first got it about these screws going into that center motor winding, the copper in there. But they seem to do all right once you get the thickness of the frame. It'll keep it off of there. And then down the road we can mount different stuff to it by taking the screws back off and then having the longer screws to go ahead and mount stuff like those prop guards. And then they're making some sort of motor mounts that extend the motors out a little bit, I hear, and pitch them a little 10 degrees forward so you can run bigger props and the motors are tinted forward, which I guess gives you more speed. We're not going to worry about any of that yet. They say everyone I've seen online recommends Loctiting it. I'm going to go with the lowest strength Loctite here. This is the 3 different types of Loctite I found to put on the screws so that the screws don't back out, but I didn't want to put, definitely not the high strength and the medium strength. These are such small screws, I didn't want to put even the medium strength on there because I want to be able to take the motors off if you want to add something later, or if a motor breaks and you have to replace it, it'll be easy to pop that Loctite and actually get the screws off to swap out the motor. Alright, I pre-cut the tip off of this. Shake well, it says. And then, let's see here. The pack comes with 16 screws. I think it was a few bucks. The shipping cost, I think, as much as the product itself, but I bought it with some other stuff, so it was free shipping. And we're going to take one of these motors, and I found it easier to actually start one of the screws into the bottom of the motor, because with the way it's set up, at least on the G10 frame, like I said, I've never seen the carbon fiber one, so I'm not sure, it may be a little different. You can actually just take it and then go right in there to start it. We're going to want to put our Loctite on there first. And I'm very new to this hobby, so I have never actually used Loctite before. So this should be interesting. From what I understand, you just take a dab of it and put it on the screw. We're going to start it. And these are actually 1.5, 1.5 millimeter Allen wrenches is what these screws take to put them on. We'll start getting that one cinched down. Now I only have 4 takes here, so hopefully the video and everything and the audio work out good the first couple tries here, because we're Loctiting them. Oh look, the Loctite's boiling over. It actually works out for us. You just roll the screw around on top there, give us the Loctite we need. Put it on the end of the Allen, hold it in with a fingernail. Maybe this will work well on camera, maybe it won't. We're going to start putting that screw. I need a third hand. Oh yeah. Okay. Hopefully Loctite isn't harmful to my fingers. I don't know. Maybe I'll break out into a rash. But we're trying to get that little tiny screw into that little tiny hole. Without cross-threading anything. Cross-threading would not be good. I think this is why most people edit all this stuff out of their videos. Because it's just a lot of quiet trying to get a screw to go in that most people cut out, but not me. I give you the full, uncut, raw video. I wouldn't tighten these down too tight, because I mean, using the Loctite, you're not really worried, shouldn't really be worried about them backing out on their own. And I can imagine it'd be very easy to strip the screw, because everything is so small. Here we go. That was a lot. Okay. I have very small fingers. If you had big fingers, this would probably be even more difficult. I could imagine to get these in. Okay. Is that in? I don't even know if that's in. All right, and last but not least, screw number 4. Oh, plenty of Loctite on that one. Yeah, I can actually hand start these, but I said if your hands are bigger than mine, it's probably harder to do. And there we go. We have one of the motors mounted. I said this is the QAV250, and this is a kit I bought that didn't come with the motor mounting screws, which I thought it would, but I got those separately, and it seems to be working out. These motors are the 2300 kV, 2300 kV from Lumenier. See right there. I don't know how well that's going to come out in camera. And obviously it takes 4 of them, and then we're going to be putting these into our speed controllers, into our power distribution board down here. And you can follow this entire build at rcdrone.com/QAV250. And that's it. Alright guys, real quick side note, I got the all four motors on the QAV250. Those bolts, the screws I should say, they were the long type. They're for mounting the motor on top of something else, but I couldn't find any other screws that were designed for these motors to actually put them on right. If you just take a flashlight and just look, there's a little gap in between the motors where you can see, and I can go around all four of these motors and I can verify that there's nothing sticking up beyond where it should to allow those motors to turn freely. So I would recommend doing the same if you're using the carbon fiber build. It may be a different tolerances, so I'd take a flashlight once you got them mounted and just check the crack and make sure that screw's not sticking up into your copper coils inside the motor. Alright, next we're going to put the speed controllers on. See you then.